Hello, welcome to day 92. Bitcoin is $76,663.57, and it's practically at the almost the same spot where it was yesterday. Every day it looks like we're going up 0.50%. Very little, but this morning we actually had a bit of a dip. Not too significant, but just tiny dip. This is just laughable. 75,700, the lowest point of the day. And we were about to approach the all-time high that we hit yesterday. Every day it seems like we've been hitting new all-time high, new all-time high. I know, Bradley, finally. New all-time high, new all-time high. Today we were just inches off, literally like half a millipercent. Our highest point for Bitcoin in general, according to this chart, 77,190. Today we hit 77,129. Literally just approximately $60 off of that. And this happened like just now, just recently. If I go to like a 1 hour chart, we were just there. But the trend still solid towards the upside. So that is good. And yeah, what's really been moving today, surprisingly, almost seems like out of nowhere, is SUI up 22% today. It was up 20% last time I checked. Well, it's still gone up. Look at this craziness. Yesterday we were like approaching all-time high levels. We weren't quite there yet. I'm looking at the 1 hour chart. So yesterday was 8th of November, around this time. We were over here. A little bit of a dip, right? Not too crazy. I should have DCA'd into here because I did draw a Fibonacci from pre-election to post-election all-time high. Would have been a good opportunity to DCA in here, but I didn't. I wasn't on this account, at least. I don't have exposition to this asset on my main account anymore because I did take my profits. And unfortunately, it continued going higher. Well, fortunately for you, if you are holding SUI, it's skyrocketing. $2.77 right now. It reached a high of $2.85 when it only used to cost $2.30-something cents, 20-something cents approximately. Pretty good. It's broken through its all-time high. I'm just going to delete this red line because I don't know what to do at this in this case here. We're reaching all-time high levels for Bitcoin, for SUI. We're reaching yearly highs for Solana and 3-month highs for Ethereum, which Solana hasn't been moving too much. Ethereum has crossed the $3,000 mark and is holding strong above it, which is great. It's $3,125 right now, up 5.33%. We were right over here just last night, and we were bouncing off that 3,000 mark. I was saying it was an important resistance because a lot of people are shorting and they're likely to get liquidated at the $3,000 mark. It's just what people do. Where did I take my profit out? At the for SUI, I took it out like over here, right when it reached these highs in this zone, $2.30 something, and I had purchased it wherever my previous Fibonacci lines were drawn. I think it was $2.16 was one, $1.91, and $1.60 approximately. Those three I took profits over here, and then it went up pretty much double that, so I could have made double my profits, but whatever. Profit is profit, it's fine. Back to Ethereum. Yeah, same thing. I don't know where the next zone is for now. Just psychological level 3,400 I know is an important resistance from previously, back when we were doing this price action back in like March kind of time frame, before July, right? That's when Ethereum ETFs were announced. It was a good thing for sure, but not a really good Trojan horse kind of thing where the ETF of Ethereum, Grayscale, just started selling it, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to buy if you're an ETF company, right? An investment company, but whatever. They already had a lot of Ethereum from before, so they were just selling it all off and keeping the price down for what felt like decades, honestly. It's been months. We were down below this $3,000 line since August. August 5 was what really pushed it all down here. This candle wick down over here completely obliterated a good portion of my account. even though I was only using 3x leverage, I was still able to get liquidated in these positions. Why? Because I had some positions at like 3,400, 3,200. If you divide that into three, 1/3 of that, if you take that down off the price, this dip over here to 2,119, that one really hurt, and I was not prepared for it. It was just so sudden. Like, I didn't expect Ethereum to be the one that dropped the most. But yeah, given that Grayscale, of course, was the biggest seller, makes sense, right? From here, where could we see a possible resistance? I would have to draw Fibonacci from. I'm going to do it a longer term scale. So from here all the way till down there, I'll adjust this, the recession time, recession fear. We didn't actually get a recession. It was just a bunch of bogus. Nothing actually happened. So this is what I'm drawn for now. We're currently at one of the levels. At 3,112 is what it's projected. Next level would be the 3,345, almost at 3,400. So this zone would be our next resistance for Ethereum if we do continue seeing a pump. If not, we'll be happy around this zone. Above the 3,000 would be quite excellent as well. So looking forward to that. Next, let's talk about Solana. It is up 1% today. It's still above the $200 mark, which is great. It's what we've been seeing in the past couple days as well. Currently $201.08. Hasn't made any newer high. The highest point it reached was 205. The highest point it reached in March was 210. And then from there, we do have a 2021 all-time high level, but I don't think it shows me in this chart. It does show me. It's 259.78. That is his actual all-time high. So I'm going to draw that because I need to know where that is going to land once that day happens. Let me write down ATH at the middle center. Yes. So that way I know what line this is about. This one I'll also indicate what line it is. It's the $200 line. Just to make it easier for me to, whoops, forgot to center this. Just to make it easier for me to identify what's happening. So we're currently at this $200 mark. The all-time high is not that far off, honestly. A couple more good pumps, good old pumps, we'll be able to get there quite easily. We break out of our all-time, not all-time high, our yearly high of the 210 that we achieved in March. Yeah, that's when I would say for sure we get confirmation of a bullish Solana bull run, right? And yeah, how's my portfolio doing? Oh, it is booming right now. 2,170 just from these little positions that I've put in here. I'm not happy. I could have bought a lot more, but I didn't. But it's okay. Whatever. I'll be happy with the 2,000. This was like 1,200, 1,400, 1,600. I know, right? So many lines. That's what technical analysis is all about. But you just gotta focus on what's relevant. Do I even need these lines, for example? Probably not. Maybe I do. No. I don't know. It's because we're like reaching new highs. It's kind of hard for me to figure out where would be the next relevant level for this in terms of price action, but it's kind of hard to identify that. Ethereum still my largest position. Has SUI overtaken that? I only have one position. It's reached 415. I've pretty much doubled my position in SUI already. That is insane. It's up 138% with the leverage included, of course. The help of leverage. It's great, but it can also go against you significantly and liquidate you. So you got to be careful with leverage. Play it safe, like I do. 3x maximum leverage. You're able to use a lot more leverage. 75x on Bitcoin, you can do 125x. That is insane. Don't do that. So yeah, just play it safe with your leverage. That's great. SUI 412, Ethereum 411. You know what I can do and what I have been doing on my main account is putting like stop losses, but I feel like I don't want to do this here, but let me just tell you what I'm doing. So for this first position of Ethereum, that's up $469, right? Where would I be happy with taking profits? At least $100 difference. And I do this in $100 increments. So what I do is once one of these positions reaches a certain hundredth mark, right? Like if it reaches $400, I would put a stop loss wherever it would take out my position with a $300 profit at that point, right? So $100 difference, right? This is currently 400, so I would have to do this at the 300 mark. Where would that be? I have to guess 2,800. Whoops. That's 259. I need a bit more, so 2,850, 290, almost there. 2,855, a bit more, more. 60, 70, that's too much. 65, 66, right there. 2,866. I'm looking at this number down here. It tells me I'm making a $300 profit, and I would confirm that there. So if the price of Ethereum, which is currently 3,135, if that drops to 2,866, it would close this position because my profit would have dropped from 470 to 300. And if it dips even further, like to 2,000 flat or something, I'm not eating that loss, and I'm cutting my losses at a profit of $300, $100 difference. The reason I'm doing $100 difference is to give it enough room to breathe, because it's not always going to go up, right? There's going to be some dips, but I don't want those small dips to take out my position when it could potentially continue going higher. That's why I'm leaving that $100 difference between those two, if that makes sense. I hope it did. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, at least on my main account as well. And it's working pretty well. I think so. I don't know. I took a lot of manual profits as well. When I see something that's like, okay, this is far too gone, I think I should close it. That's when I would close it. For example, SUI right now, I'm really itching to just close this position at a $400 profit because we're just so high. If it goes to 2,600, do I cash out? No, 2,800 is when I cash out. But yes, if the price dips far enough, it will cash out automatically for me. That's what my stop loss is. My stop loss is technically in a positive territory, right? So that it doesn't go against me. And I don't want to see this in a negative, but you're never going to see this in the red is what it means, because I have my stop loss at plus 300 instead of where it currently is, plus 472. That's just an example for this one. Yeah, you're blind. It's 2,866. And I opened to this at 2,387. That's when I bought it. But at this time, for this specific thing, I'm gonna delete it because I want to see how far I can go with all of these for the rest of the bull run. And I will continue buying the dips and seeing how well those do. I mean, if I'm buying something that's like far up here and it dips like this and then continues going, sure, I'd be fine with putting a stop loss once I've already purchased one of these positions over here. Thank you. I got popcorn. So you're going to hear me munching throughout the stream. Or maybe later. I don't know. I don't want my popcorn to get cold. But yeah. And yeah, like as I was saying, if I buy like a high dip over here, right? Because it's not the same as, you know, if you're buying at $2.58 compared to when I was originally buying at $1.90, right? Oh, here it shows like what I would have purchased at. My first original position is 192, 163. We never bought 141 though. That never happened. But yeah, if this goes up, I'd be willing to put a stop loss in positive territory for those because those are a lot higher. Oh yeah, popcorn ASMR. I don't think my mic even picks it up. Because I have like a noise canceling thing. I'm just gonna muffle my speech. Okay, cool. That's all I'm doing for now. And it's going well so far. I'm happy. Alright. I mean, we already know Trump win, bull run happen. It's been foreseen since a long period of time ago. Okay. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin. New all-time high. Just now. Like literally right now. Right there. 77,357. We're just breaking every day new all-time high levels for Bitcoin. Oh, you can hear it. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay. Well, that's not important. What's important is the news. Here's wise words from Robert Kiyosaki. who, if you don't know him, he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that's all you gotta know. He's also a real estate investor and buys a lot of gold, silver, Bitcoin. That's what he always tells us to buy. So here's what he thinks, or here's what the words of and thoughts of a poor person are, according to him. Oh no, Bitcoin costs 76, it's 77,000. Outdated tweet. $77,000, that's too expensive. I'll wait till the price goes down. Or what they also say is gold is $2,684 an ounce. That's too expensive. I'll wait for the price to come down. Or silver is $32 an ounce. Too expensive. We'll wait for the price to come down. The prices will come down, but prices alone do not make you rich. Ultimately, what makes a rich person rich is how many coins or ounces a person has in their control. He started buying silver at $1 an ounce. Now he has thousands of ounces. He keeps buying at $32 an ounce. Imagine. So he doesn't care what the price is. He just cares that he's buying that asset. It could be silver, it could be gold, it could be Bitcoin. He bought his first Bitcoin at $6,000, and he continues to acquire it even right now. 76, 77,000, doesn't care. He's buying Bitcoin. Doesn't matter what the price is. Regardless, in the long term, all of these will go up indeed. So you... Wait, what did it say here? Remember, while price per coin, it is important. Ultimately, it's the number of coins, gold, silver, or Bitcoin, that are yours that counts, more importantly than the price per coin. Keep trading fake money for real money, and you will get richer. Good luck. I wish I had bought Bitcoin at $10 per coin, but he didn't. He started buying at $6,000. He's still glad he did it. Today, he owns 73 whole Bitcoins. That's crazy. As a year from now, he intends to own 100 Bitcoin, regardless of the price. Now, that is goals. FYI, he owns a lot of income-producing real estate. He owns gold-producing mines. He saves his profits in Bitcoin, gold, and silver coins, which is what he calls real money. He also wishes to have bought Bitcoin back at $10, but wishing has never made poor people richer. That's the same thing you can apply right here. Oh, I wish I would have bought Bitcoin at, what was it, 15,000 in 2022, literally. Nobody wanted it. And now look where we are. Breaking all-time high levels practically every day. What a time to be alive, am I right? That's great. So, yeah, let's let Bitcoin continue doing its thing. That was just a little bit I wanted to share from Robert Kiyosaki, wise guy. So, Donald Trump coming out with more policies, this time against the woke agenda. Get ready. Where I buy my Bitcoins, I buy them on exchanges. You can buy it like on anything. Binance, Coinbase, BitGet, BingX, that's the one I use here. When did I buy my Bitcoins? I bought it at like 2021 all-time high levels. So I'm just making profits now. And I've been holding on to it since. I never sold. But these Bitcoins from here, you're trading in the futures market, which means you're trading with leverage, right? Yeah, I said 2021 and 2022 as well. Not too much though. Yeah. And yeah, I bought like at the high levels of 2021. It's dropped all of 2022, 2023. That's when I stopped caring. And I only started caring when I started seeing the numbers come back up again, back in March. And since March, I've been full-time, staring at the charts every day now. No job. And that's why I decided to start streaming this too. Okay. So, here's Donald Trump plans to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of America's youth. That includes you, Bradley. No, I'm kidding. You're not American. Number 1, revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Number 2, he will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. Big W. Number 3, ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures, and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. Huge W. Number 4, declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare. and will be terminated from the program immediately. Nice. Number 5. Support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. Big W, because I'm pretty sure it's a large percent of the time, like 80-90% of the time, these people who undergo transgender surgeries by the time they're adults, like when they did it when they were kids, and then by the time they're adults, they're like, you know what, I messed up. I'm actually, I don't think I'm a woman anymore. I'm actually a guy. But I've lost my genitals and I have boobs now. So that's what they regret most of the time. And of course, mental health crises with that as well. A lot of hormonal intake that they have as well. Like they're doing this while they're developing themselves, like during puberty. I think it's fair if you wait till you're done with puberty, where you'll probably grow out of that phase of thinking you're trans or whatever, and just continue your life as normal. Or if you're just still with that mentality, sure, go for it. As an adult, you can do whatever you want to your body. Your body, my choice. Number 6. No, I already read that. No, did I read that? I forget. No, let's pretend I didn't read that. The DOJ will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients. Number 7, investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers, which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. No, I didn't what, Bradley? What didn't I do? Did I say something I wasn't supposed to? Am I going to get banned off YouTube? Probably. Inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences. Yes, finally, these teachers can stop poisoning the kids' minds. Promote positive education about the nuclear family, the way God intended. The roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. Puberty blockers is this, I don't know, these drugs you take to, like, if you're a man, right? As a boy, you don't have a deep voice. You take puberty blockers, you'll stay not having a deep voice, and you won't develop the testosterone you need to become a man at your older age, when your voice will get deeper and you will have more testosterone in your body. But if you think you're a woman, you take those puberty blocker to stop developing testosterone, and it will make it easier for you to transition into a woman by taking estrogen pills, and then you end up damaging your body anyway. I don't know. I'm not a transgender expert. That's what happened to you? No, that's not what happened to you. You're still 9. You're fine. Just don't take those puberty blockers. Moral of the story. Number 10 is ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they're assigned at birth. Massive W. And protect the rights of parents from being forced to allow their minor child to assume a gender which is new and an identity without the parents' consent. Yeah, no more I identify as an attack helicopter anymore. Or a dog or a cat. Or a horse. Whatever you think you are. You're not. And we have Mr. Why Are You Gay himself completely endorsing and supporting Donald Trump on his bid to reverse the new order where our kids are being brainwashed with the crazy pro-choice propaganda. And he will continue asking them, why are you gay? It's funny. It's so cool to see this guy collabing with Andrew Tate and everything. I watched a podcast episode from Andrew Tate where he had Simon, the Ugandan host, that asks this question to a woman who thinks she's a man, and she actually looks like a man. I saw a recent video of her or him, whatever you want to call it, literally looking at like a black man or talking like a black man. Oh, and there's a what's his name? The I'm gay guy. I forgot what his name is. Starts with an L? No, iDubbbz, that's his name is. Gosh, how could I have forgotten? People are still coping and seething over Trump win, especially Kamala Harris's stepdaughter, Ella Emhoff, so the daughter of Doug Emhoff. Apparently, she suffered a mental breakdown over her landslide loss. I don't know why she's the one that's crying the most, but apparently rumors are circulating that she's been admitted to a psychiatric hospital. Literally, it damaged you that much. But anyway, apparently this is not true, according to the community note on a similar post that Ella Emhoff, Kamala's stepdaughter, suffering a mental breakdown and admitted to a mental health crisis center in New York. Her mother, so Doug's ex-wife, did I say that right? Yes. Saying that, oh, this is just MAGA propaganda against my family. Leave my kids alone. Ella is doing great, is spending a lovely day with her mom. Having the ability to show your emotions is something we should all hope for. It's not okay to feel great right now. We aren't letting anyone break our family down. And yes, that is the mother of Ella. So that's fake. But still, wouldn't surprise me, because there's a lot of people that are having actual mental breakdown crisis over Trump's victory. Like, okay, cope and seethe, leave the country if you have to. And I think people are. More than half of Harris's voters want to relocate following Trump's win. Why? Just literally the only reason to relocate is just because of the transgender thing and the abortion thing. Like the child transgender thing, which shouldn't even be a thing in the first place. Sure, that deserves to be banned in all 50 states. But the abortion, he's leaving that to the states. He's not taking away abortion. He's not supporting a nationwide ban on abortion. If that's what you really care about, you should be caring about the economy and the political state of the world, the wars that are going on, which Donald Trump has already proven to that he is able to stop all of that. More on that later. But yeah, still, all these people are just taking it to the extreme and wanting to relocate. Even Canada, the RCMP, is already on high alert for potential wave of migrants following Trump's presidential win. No thanks, you can stay down there. We already have too many immigrants anyway. Migrants, immigrants, whatever. Although Canada is a big country, but still. Bad economy, bad housing, bad crisis. I watched a video today on why Canada's economy is so bad. Apparently it's because we've been having record immigration and not enough people willing to work as well. Companies having a hard time finding the actual skilled workers that they need. And there's a lot more elderly people and not enough working people that are able to report like taxes and stuff like that to pay for all of this stuff. And we also get like a lot of stuff paid already, like healthcare, stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't know that, Bradley. I just thought it was because of Trudeau. No, but it still is because of Trudeau letting in too many immigrants, and a large majority of Canadians agree now that there's too much immigration and it's got to stop. And yeah, of course, the comments practically reflect all of that I just said. Where you live, there's nowhere to work. Yeah, literally. And same with me. That's why I'm doing this. It's hard to find jobs, even though I've graduated off of cybersecurity, fintech, web development. They don't want it if you just got a certificate and no experience. You got to have a lot of experience. And I'm like, hey, give me a chance to get some experience. No, you got to have experience if you want experience. Okay, pal. So leave me alone. That's how it's like. Top 3 demographics that voted against Trump. It's literally, these are the people that are freaking out. 91% black women, 88% Jewish women, 86% LGBTQ plus ABCDEFG people. So, yeah. Fintech was in the Roblox game you were just playing. Nice. How, though? It has to do with financial technology. I'm sure Roblox doesn't have a bank. Or maybe they do. They have Robux. They have their own currency. They're on the stock market, if you didn't know that. Yeah, cool. Makes sense, I guess. People who were supporting Kamala, especially during her campaign, which they've been giving a lot to, more on that later, are now turning over to Trump, saying, "Hey, Trump, buddy, remember me?" It was the building. Okay, nice. Bill Gates proposes Trump collaboration after donating over $50 million to back Kamala's bid for the White House. Bill Gates shifts his posture post-election. Um, Now he's congratulating, of course, President Trump and Vance, which is good. That's good sportsmanship, whatever. America's at its strongest, whatever. He hopes we can work together now to build a brighter future for everyone. Nobody likes Bill Gates, because apparently he's saying that the cows are farting too much and it's causing global warming, so we got to get rid of the cows and start eating plant-based meats, which is full of chemicals that will harm your body and kill you and give you cancer. That's why people think he belongs in jail, and he's been trying to erase humanity for decades now. I also saw this video from Alex Jones. He was showing that Bill Gates funds some, I forget where, I think it's South African company, where they grab a bunch of maggots, like actual maggots, they put them all in this massive blender and stir them all up to make them into this liquid. And they're saying, look, guys, we're making not juice, milk. We're making milk out of these maggots so that you don't have to milk the cows anymore. It's disgusting, first of all, because they're maggots, and they're throwing them in there whole so they don't take out like their digestive tract or whatever they're pooping out. And they're giving that to you, and they're showing like all these scientists manufacturing that blended liquid of maggots and making it into dairy products like cheese and ice cream and giving it to the African kids. Like, no, pal, what are you doing? Anyways, yeah, possibly. But I mean, cows are still good, man. Have you ever had steak? It's great. Milk is also great. Anyway, we'll keep the cows alive. I'll have cows when I become a farm boy, eventually. Germany destroys itself for Ukraine. So, a bit of, I haven't really talked about this, but I've seen a lot about it, and yet I still can't put my finger on what the heck is happening in Germany. Germany seems to be struggling politically. They said that their government collapsed, something like that. And part of it has to do with the aid to Ukraine in this case. The German foreign minister explains that the money they sent to Ukraine was cut from schools and daycare centers. So they're literally stopping education to fund wars. And also the German railways were not modernized, for example. So now Zelensky, of course, he gets a lot of money for nothing, because now there's going to be no more war. And the German kids and infrastructure is not funded. People are saying this is treason towards the German people. Government's collapsing because they're doing what the United States is telling them to do. Yeah, it's not looking good for Germany. And I think they're having like a new election next year, early next year, because of how bad it is, the situation right now. This guy right there, well, not this guy. Stop yapping, woman. Here. This guy, I forgot his name. I think he's the president or prime minister. I don't know what it is in Germany. Yeah, whatever. We'll see what happens. I slapped my mic, I'm sorry. Was this supposed to be here? No, it wasn't. Let's talk about this first, sorry. Ukraine and Russia exchanged bodies today. Of course, after the peace talks. Here's some morbid knowledge, to say the least. Ukraine handed over 37 bodies to Russia, and they received 563 bodies of Ukrainian soldiers. If you do the math, that's for every one Russian soldier killed, 14.5 Ukrainian soldiers were killed. Almost 15 Ukrainian soldiers were killed for every one Russian soldier, which just goes to show how bad Ukraine was losing that war, despite getting handed billions of dollars all the time from like Biden-Harris administration. And of course, the war has gone nowhere. It's been continuing since 2022. And within 72 hours, of course, Donald Trump just steps in and fixes it all. Massive. And it's just indicative of the actual losses at the front, that Ukraine was losing badly, and that how urgently that war needed to stop, because it's going to the millions of people that are dying, and it's crazy. I think Elon Musk also posted something about this. I have to see if I can find it. No, no, no. I'm looking at my tabs, don't worry. It's not this. I don't think I'm gonna find it, am I? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna find it. No, I don't even remember what I was looking for. Forget it. Middle East, we got Qatar withdrawing as a key mediator in Gaza ceasefire talks. They're leaving it all up to Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu now. And Donald Trump stepping in, of course, seeing what they can work out with Hamas, any deals to, I guess, get those hostages released. I don't know what solution they'll give for Hamas. Like, their leader is dead. What are they doing anymore? Just give up, I guess, and give up your guns? I don't know. They're backed by Iran, and Iran does not like Donald Trump. At least I don't think. There's more on that later. I'll talk about. Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh. So, back to Ukraine, Russia. There's just not even too much to add here. Elon Musk just saying that the census killing will end soon. Time is up for the warmonger profiteers, meaning that since 2022, there have been. I mean, it just generates money. War generates money, and if you're in a government that is corrupt enough, you will go to the impossible to keep the wars going. Hence why, Putin decides to invade Ukraine. And they let them do that, and they don't find a solution to the war. They just keep funding it. And also same thing in the Middle East, where they remove the sanctions on Iran. Iran is able to get rich. They give $6 billion to Iran. Iran funds terrorist groups. Hamas invades Israel, and now they're giving the money to Israel to keep bombing the Middle East in self-defense. So yeah, like they're literally just warmongers profiteering, as Elon Musk has said. So it makes sense. And that's all going to end under Trump's administration because I don't think it's corrupt. Venezuela says also that they are ready to establish good relations with the United States. Good stuff as well. If you recall, I think President Maduro was going to speak with Donald Trump. This is like years ago, right? And something happened, and that ended up not being the case where Trump was able to meet up or I think speak with Nicolas Maduro over, I don't know, something to do with Venezuela. And because I think they're being sanctioned as well. Venezuela is also trying to join BRICS, but now I don't think BRICS is actually going to continue forward since Russia has already declared that we're not trying to de-dollarize countries or anything. It's just that they've excluded us from using the US dollar, so that's why I did what I did, kind of deal. Playing the victim, I guess. But yeah, it's good that he's trying to establish good relations with the United States now, Venezuela. Trump also, new policy, he will promise to demand voter ID and proof of citizenship in future elections. Good. I didn't include a map. I had a map where it showed all the states, right? If I look up Trump, Harris, this election map, literally all these states you see in blue that Kamala Harris has won do not require voter ID. The rest of them do, and surprise, surprise, it's all red, the ones that do require voter ID, and the ones that are blue likely do not, in most cases here. Oh, and just a final update for the map while I'm on here already. Trump confirmed won Nevada and Arizona. I think there was just those two swing states that were left. Did I see the guy went from Toronto to vote? Yeah, I did. He went and, yeah, he said that he just went to the United States. No voter ID. He just voted for Donald Trump. That was a big W. I didn't check what the Senate or House is. Okay, so yeah, Republican Party won the Senate for sure. Although it still looks like it's counting for the Senate. And the House should also be won. Almost. 218 for majority. Republican Party has 213. Democrats have 202. So yeah, it's practically in the bag at this point, where Republicans will have control of the House, the Senate, and of course the presidency. Massive stuff going on. Trump will be able to get stuff done, it seems like. Trump team is also preparing to use all necessary military assets to mass deport illegals. The incoming administration is also preparing to use the military and other assets to completely destroy drug cartels. It's said that he's going to declare like a state of emergency, and start deploying military to take out the drug kingpins, right? And also to start deporting illegal immigrants. And due to that, there's like this massive protest going on as well in New York City, where a bunch of, I'm assuming illegal people, are out there protesting, saying, no, we're not going to leave. You can't make us leave. And our families are not leaving either. Stuff like that. Just going out to protest in New York City. I don't think I included it on here, but yeah, it's just important to know that. Kamala Harris's team reportedly spent the following. They spent a lot of money, if you didn't know. $1 million on Oprah, $20 million in concerts, $4 million paying influencers to get their endorsements, and of course, joining the Call Her Daddy podcast, $100,000 was spent. The campaign ended up with $20 million in debt after raising over $1 billion. That is insane. And that's something that I mentioned before as well. They mentioned, oh, how did you spend over $1 billion and still lose? That's when the advisor of Joe Biden was fighting against the advisor of Kamala Harris, which clearly they are mad at each other for losing, because I think Joe Biden made them lose on purpose. Or yeah, they low-key wanted Trump to win, kind of deal. The Biden team for kicking him out of the race. And yeah, speaking of the Call Her Daddy podcast, which is this one, I've never watched it. Seems terrible anyway. Harris' campaign reportedly spent the 6 figures, so over 100K, on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and it barely broke 1 million views till this day, I think. Compared to Joe Rogan podcast, which she was also planning to go on, but she ended up not going on because she chickened out at the end. But hey, Donald Trump, JD Vance, Elon Musk, they all went in on that Joe Rogan podcast days before the election. And those are getting over, like Donald Trump podcast probably has like 40 million views by now. Crazy numbers, right? So huge difference, a lot less money spent. And in sight of all that, Donald Trump is now offering to help pay off Kamala Harris's presidential campaign debt. He said he will do whatever he can do to help them. He mentioned it in his post on Truth Social, that regardless of this difficult period, we need unity. We have a lot of money left over that they earned in their campaign, and they're willing to help repay the $20 million that Kamala Harris owes from her campaign spending. Good stuff, President Trump. Next, it still kind of sucks where, okay, like if you endorse Kamala, cool. If you endorse Trump, this guy, for example, went on live TV on a football game, an NFL player, his name is Nick Bosa, he got fined $11,000 for walking in during this interview of another football player and this news reporter lady, wearing a MAGA hat, a white golden MAGA hat. It says "Make America Great Again." It's just blurry here because he literally ran in, pointed to his cap, and then ran away in like 2 seconds. So yeah, he got fined $11,000 for crashing the interview with the MAGA hat. And you can see him here. He is with Donald Trump posing for a photo. So he was very clearly wanting Trump to win. This happened before the election, and just now the NFL is fining him that $11,000. Boo. But anyway, European Union wants to ban X, Twitter, and TikTok as well. Why is everybody suddenly banning TikTok? They're scared of China. But for Twitter, they're just doing that to ban free speech at this point. The German Vice Chancellor and Green Party member Robert Habeck said, in regulation of algorithms of X or TikTok, through the application of European legal norms is a central task. We cannot place democratic discourse in the hands of Elon Musk and Chinese software. So they want to control what you see, essentially. You know what America's response is? JD Vance came in for the rescue. He said, if the United States... Oh, says the United States will drop support for NATO, the entire NATO organization, if Europe tries to regulate Elon Musk's Twitter. They don't care about TikTok, but we care about Twitter. We want Twitter to still be legal in Europe. And of course, our vice president-elect, JD Vance, says, if you do that, if you ban Twitter, we're not going to give you guys any more money. Simple as that. Banger solution. It's just going to work out like that. Next up. These people are no longer going to be working for Trump under his new administration. These are Ambassador Nikki Haley, nor the former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. He's not inviting them to join the Trump administration, which is currently in formation. He did enjoy and appreciate working with them previously. He would like to thank them again for the service to the country. Apparently, I think this is a good thing. I don't know why. I don't know what these people have done. I don't know anything about them, but apparently it's a good thing. So, cool. If he's making improvements to his administration, we should be celebrating that. This is interesting news as well. As the new president of US, Donald Trump will be responsible for presenting the FIFA World Cup trophy to the winner in 2026. The next FIFA World Cup, 2026. Whoever wins it, Donald Trump would be the one handing the trophy to them. I'm assuming it's because it's going to be held in the United States. Where will FIFA 2026 be? In what stadium? What country? United States, Mexico, and Canada? Okay, so I'm assuming North America in general. Nice. So, cool. Whichever soccer team wins will get a trophy. The World Cup trophy, of course, from Donald J. Trump himself. That's cool. The Trump effect that happened in the last 72 hours after winning the 2024 election. He's already done more in 72 hours as president-elect than Biden-Harris has done in 4 years. Here's what he did. Appointed the first female chief of staff. New York City to stop giving debit cards to illegal immigrants. U.S. companies will bring production home. Stock markets hitting all-time highs. Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs, especially as we speak. 77,542 was what it just reached, like literally minutes ago. Newest migrant caravan is breaking up in Mexico. Qatar agrees to evict Hamas leaders. Hamas wants immediate end to the war. The Taliban wants a new chapter. They don't want to be viewed as enemies anymore. They don't want to be terrorists anymore. China wants a peaceful coexistence. Russia is ready to speak with the U.S. Seems like they already worked out a peace deal already with Ukraine. The leaders also from Ukraine speaking with Trump and Elon, and European Union also mentioning they will no longer buy Russian gas. They will start buying from the U.S. instead. Massive solutions. Trump's already getting it done. We just need some more Bitcoin stuff too. Okay, Bitcoin hitting all-time highs. That's good enough. But we also want Gary Gensler fired on day 1, which coming soon. That's going to happen January 20. And what is Joe Biden doing right now? He's just going for another vacation in Delaware. No big deal. Another beach house vacation. He'll let Trump do all the work. Elon is vice president? No, he's not. He's going to be the director of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Which, I mean, yeah, technically he will be Donald Trump's financial advisor, I guess. Sure, who better than literally the richest man in the world? But in spite of all this, Trump is still in danger. He's at serious risk of assassination. According to Matt Wallace, he does post a lot of conspiracy theory stuff, so take this with a grain of salt, what I'm about to read. The claim is that Iran is behind the plot uncovered. The claim Iran is behind the plot uncovered today is total BS. If Iran killed him or was even suspected to have killed him, they would have all their facilities obliterated in minutes. So who does it benefit from then? 2 of the 3 men caught today had ties to the Israeli government that the 3-letter agencies are trying to hide. Because I shared this news yesterday. There was 3 suspects that were apparently hired by Iran to kill Trump on behalf of Iran. But he's saying that these were actually Jewish people trying to kill Donald Trump so that the US government will nuke the hell out of Iran and do it for Israel, right? Israel can just sit back like, oh, cool, we killed the US president so that the US can bomb Iran. So they're trying to make a sneaky play there, apparently. Israel is scared of Iran getting nuclear weapons and desperately wants the US to bomb them now. So that's what he is saying that their intention is. What lengths wouldn't they go to protect their country if they see it as a grave risk? So Trump needs to be extremely careful, trusting anyone close to him who is trying to convince him of that psyop. And he posted a video about it on Rumble if you want to check it out. It kind of makes sense what the media originally said, though, that it was Iran trying to kill Trump, because they've said this before. In literally 2023, you'll see over here, February 24th, 2023. Our goal is to kill Trump and Pompeo, is what they said. And they're serious about it. Yesterday, Department of Justice said an IRGC agent has been arrested for plotting to assassinate Donald Trump. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but the plot thickens, okay? Iran rejects the United States' claims that it is planning to assassinate Donald Trump, accusing Israel of orchestrating a malicious conspiracy, which backs up what Matt Wallace had mentioned there, that it is the Jews trying to kill Trump, and so that way the US will bomb Iran. Otherwise, Iran will just continue to exist and still be a threat to Israel, is their logic, apparently. I don't know about that. Bradley says, want to watch Pradeeps of Pittsburgh with me. What even is that? Is that just more brain rot content? And what is it about? How long is it? Probably not going to watch it. Anyways. 2 of the 3 conspirators accused of an Iranian plot to assassinate President-elect Trump have been identified as New York City Jews. So they are actually Jews. One of the conspirators identified as an Iranian activist. What? See, that's what I don't understand here. Are they Iranian or are they Jewish who's trying to kill Trump? And if you are, stop it. I need my Bitcoin to go up. There was terrorist bombings in Pakistan as well at a train station, leaving 25 people dead. That is quite significant, these suicide bombers. 25 people were killed and dozens were injured when a bomb tore through the crowded platform at Quetta's train station in Pakistan's Balochistan province. Oh, it's a series about Indians moving to Pittsburgh as a comedy. Well, the Indians are everywhere, honestly. But sure. I mean, yeah, send me it later if you want. Back to this. The families were waiting to board the popular Jafar Express when the blast struck, shattering the busy station, not the bus station. Witness described chaos and horror, with people lying injured on the ground calling for help. Yeah, sad stuff. And apparently it was a terrorist group called the Balochistan Liberation Army who claimed responsibility for that attack, allegedly targeting a military unit and leaving both soldiers and civilians among the dead. Come on, you don't have to damage the civilians. Just war with each other in a separate battleground. You don't gotta damage civilians at a train station for this. Actually, I don't even know if this was a suicide bombing. It says terrorist bombing. That's it. I think it said suicide bombing at the beginning. We're not sure. Okay, next. Switzerland is banning face coverings in public, including the burqas. So, if you're a hardcore Muslim, you will not be able to practice your faith in Sweden, or Switzerland, sorry. Kinda. You're not allowed to wear that thing anymore. So, hey, maybe that'll get him out of Europe. I don't know. We got this lady over here, Melanie Jolie, who has been popping up in my feed quite a lot ever since I said would. She's yapping about, this is for the Canadian government, by the way, for the Liberal government. The price of butter is too high. Well, who's going to tell her that the government regulates the price of butter by dumping billions of liters of milk and effectively banning imports? She's just talking about, oh, the cost of living and everything is too high. What does she know, though, is what the Canadian people are talking about. She earns $300,000 a year and is complaining about the price of butter, just trying to relate to the average Canadian. So people are trying to like see through her lies, claiming that she's fake. The Liberal government is trying to relate to us, but they're just fake. Kind of like what the Democratic Party is doing. in the United States. That's what we have currently going on in Canada. I guess now that United States politics and the election is over, I can now start focusing on the Canadian government and Canadian politics, Canadian issues. I think that would be the more relevant thing, because our elections are October 2025. So, yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about. And this is our current Prime Minister, of course, a Liberal government, Justin Trudeau, equivalent of a Democrat in the United States. When asked about his government's response to Canada's cost of living crisis, even Prime Minister Trudeau literally just blames Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives, which is the equivalent of the Republican Party in the US. He's just putting the blame on other people instead of himself. It is his fault, the reason why the economy is what it is. And that's why a lot of people dislike him, so fair enough. And he's practically following in the same footsteps as what the Democrats are doing, at least what Kamala Harris was doing. Do you guys remember back in one of Kamala Harris's rallies, somebody yelled, "Jesus is Lord, Christ is King"? She said, "Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally." Another example is her saying, "Oh, how dare we say Merry Christmas? How dare we? It's offensive to say Merry Christmas," is kind of what she was implying, and that we should be saying Happy Holidays instead when that time of the year comes around. Practically anti-Christ. And now Justin Trudeau has banned the military chaplains from praying during Remembrance Day ceremonies this week, which is a disgrace. If you don't know, November 11, 2 days from now, is Remembrance Day in Canada, where we remember our fallen soldiers. God rest their souls. Thank you for liberating our country. However, you're abandoning the roots of the country. The country is primarily supposed to be Christian, but oh no, we're doing multiculturalism now. And yeah, no, apparently he's banning people from praying literally on Remembrance Day. This is the equivalent of Veterans Day if you're in the United States. So not cool. Here's just further proving that not a lot of people like Trudeau. The federal parties in the past 3 months have raised these amounts of money. Pierre Poilievre, conservative government, which I'm hoping he gets elected. I will be voting for this guy, 2025. He's raised $8.5 million in the past 3 months, while Trudeau has raised $3.3 million. It just goes to show money talks, right? These guys are not making enough, they're not getting enough support, and they will likely lose the next election. Even Elon Musk and Donald Trump are upset with Justin Trudeau and what he's done with Canada as well, saying that he will be next to go. He's also upset with the UK Prime Minister, which is also kind of more on the liberal side of things in the political spectrum. But yeah, anyways, who cares about those guys, am I right? We all care about Beyonce and other musical artists, especially what their endorsement and their opinions in politics have to weigh in on. It's just funny. All these people were celebrities, not people. They're very famous celebrities. Endorsing Kamala Harris, it got them nowhere because she ended up losing anyway. Can I play Thick of It as outright music? I don't know what Thick of It is. What do you mean? Anyway, Beyonce said that she will stop performing in red states. So literally 90% of the country, she will not perform. I mean, who really cares anyway? Has anyone even been to a Beyonce concert? I have not. I don't listen to her music. I dislike it anyway. So she can only perform in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 states. 18. Possibly. Yeah, we don't really care. You know who else we don't care about is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift fans are also trying to flee, or not flee, but stop using Twitter, I guess, after Elon Musk's support for Donald Trump. Many Swifties claimed they feel uncomfortable on Twitter, frustrated by Elon's $100 million backing of Trump and his advocacy for free speech, even when it means leaving people behind they agree with. Despite the backlash, Twitter continues growing regardless of what those people think, with users from all sides, though some Swifties are now flocking to Blue Sky in search of a like-minded echo chamber. What is Blue Sky? Never heard of it. Blue Sky. Social media as it should be. Find your community among millions of users. I guess it's a competitor to Twitter. You also got Threads, which nobody uses from Instagram. Yeah, what's the point? Just use Twitter, man. Simple as that. Doesn't matter what Elon Musk thinks. You should just be allowed to use Twitter however you want it. Elon Musk is a great person. Come on. He's building 100 billion humanoid robots by 2040. He's literally going to do your laundry for you in about 20 years, if you can wait. We should be loving and supporting Elon Musk. Have you seen? I haven't checked Tesla's stock today. Well, today's Saturday. What am I talking about? But Tesla stock has been rising like crazy because of Elon Musk, essentially. That's the point I was getting at. Anyways, he's also trying to go to Mars and put internet on Mars to establish communications with Earth. He's going to call it Mars Link. He's literally taking the next step in humanity, and people are hating on him. Sure, haters are going to hate. He's launching literally spaceships every day for SpaceX schedules. November 9, he's sending a Starlink, Group 910, Starlink, Group whatever, sending more Starlink aircrafts into space every day. November 10, November 11, November 12, November 13. It's crazy, crazy schedule. And he's saying a launch a day keeps the blank away. What are you trying to talk about? Anyway, I mean, his AI is also good. Grok on Twitter, which I probably have to try out soon. Maybe I'll try it with the X Premium. If I use my Crypto.com card to pay for it, I get it for free. And I could give the Grok AI a shot. Where is it? I don't have the option for it. Did they delete it? They probably deleted it. No, it's because I don't have the premium version. That's probably why it doesn't show up. But Grok, if you show them an image of like this, it would already know what it is. Like just an example over here. You can upload any image to Grok, including medical imaging, and it gives you an opinion and everything. Grok accurately diagnosed a friend of his from his scans as well. Literally, AI can just replace doctors at this point, and Grok is that advanced. Of course, the Tesla AI that he is using as well, the robots that he's making, they're very advanced. So, for the foreseeable future, Tesla is looking great. Elon Musk, what he's doing is also great. Taking the next step in humanity in terms of AI, in terms of robots, Starlink, and going to Mars. And of course, owning Twitter is the biggest part of it all, where a lot of people use it now to get people's news, like I do. I get my news from Twitter only. But I always fact check as well. But yeah. Here are people in Norway suffering over Kamala Harris's loss in the election. That apparently there's phone helplines being overloaded by people with anxiety after Trump wins the election. Just goes to show how much the mainstream media has brainwashed the people. There's literally nothing to worry about. Trump will not do anything bad. Why are you guys complaining or crying? You know, even Elon Musk comes out to speak on this. Says the Norwegian media lied to their people and they should join X to know the truth. So send x.com links to your friends. The world needs to join X. Indeed. And here's just also another chart that he shows that truth wins in the end. If you look at this graph that correlates how many people... Yeah, it's also just women, Bradley. It's all women. Anyways, yeah, they need to calm down. The legacy media viewership over the past 20 years has been in a decline. And Twitter has been on a massive incline. User seconds has reached 434 billion seconds. That's a lot of people using Twitter. It just goes to show that legacy media is dying. Twitter will be the future. We are the media now, is what he said after the election. That's great. All right, moving on to our Insider Traders segment. Let me eat more popcorn. So here's a thing that tracks congressmen and women and their portfolios. I just thought this one was funny where, sure, Nancy Pelosi is probably the biggest insider trader in the US Congress. And she just got reelected, her in her 20th year in office, which is crazy. What's crazier though, if you see this upside down picture of Jim Cramer, he shows up on some news outlet, I think it's MSNBC or something, to just give financial advice to boomers on TV. The the funny thing is that he's always wrong, right? And that's where the inverse Kramer meme comes in, where if you do the opposite of whatever he says, like any advice that he gives, that's probably the better outcome because he's always wrong, right? About everything. He says, oh, the stock is going to go up. It ends up crashing the next day. Oh, the stock is going to crash. It's a terrible stock. The stock just pumps like crazy in the next day or two. So following that, it's outperforming Nancy Pelosi's stock is what the joke is over here. So if you ever see Jim Cramer saying something, do the opposite. And it still worked. I forgot to mention this. Like, he mentioned, oh, it's looking like Kamala Harris is going to win the election. Well, we know the outcome of that. Donald Trump won the election. So inverse Kramer is a real thing, and we should trust it 100% of the time. Next up, we got Senator Mark Wayne Mullen violating the Stock Act. He just disclosed a July purchase of a stock in a company called Stride with ticker LRN. It's a for-profit education company, and this guy sits on the Senate Committee on Education. The stock has risen 33% since his trade. From July, August, September, October, November, 4 months, a 33% rate of return. That's not too bad. It's beating the S&P 500. LRN, I want to look that up for myself. It's obviously too late to enter this. Come on, that's crazy. Well, they had great earnings this October. And he bought it in July. Right over here. So he bought this over here. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to zoom in. I meant to zoom in like this. Oh, why did I do that? What the heck? Anyway. July. From here, he bought. He literally bought like October. Wait, what happened here? October. Why did October drop? Whatever. Pre-earnings. And then the stock is just booming right now after its earnings have been reported. Nice. Well, good job for him. Yeah, I think I want to become a congressman one day to just get some insider info. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. That's going to come back and bite me in the ass. Jeff Bezos of Amazon also keeps selling his shares. He sold another 6 million shares for a total of $1.2 billion. According to this. Didn't I share this yesterday? I probably shared this yesterday, didn't I? I think I did. But he sold a lot, essentially. He's selling a lot of his Amazon shares, and we don't know why. Does he know something that we don't? I'm going to look up Amazon. I mean, it is at all-time high levels, right? I mean, that makes sense to sell it now if he thinks the stock is overvalued. That could be the case. Just taking profits as a CEO does. No big deal. We're fine. Ethereum shorts getting liquidated like crazy at 3,300. The bears are getting wrecked. Indeed, that is the case. If we look at Ethereum, 3,134. Apparently this should be easy to break then if there's a lot of liquidations pending over here. How many? $426 million worth of shorts on Ethereum will be liquidated at 3,300. Okay, so this should be a pretty easy barrier to break then. If that's correct. Big if true. Ethereum is also flipping Bank of America in terms of market cap, right? It has $365 billion. Bank of America has $346 billion in its market cap, which, you know, Ethereum is literally worth more than a whole bank. Just goes to show how serious the project is, how much potential Ethereum still has to continue rising forward. I've been streaming for an hour. That's crazy. 120 million USDT sent from Tether Treasury to Bitfinex Exchange. That just means that a lot of bulls, a lot of big buyers with millions of dollars are ready to buy. They don't care what the price is. And it's just going to continue pushing prices higher. The number of Bitcoin held by US Bitcoin ETFs has been revealed over here. They hold over 1 million Bitcoin in total. which is over $77 billion. This is from BlackRock, Grayscale, Fidelity, Arc, Bitwise, Vanik, Valkyrie, Invesco, and a bunch of randoms that don't have too much. But look at BlackRock. It's scary now. They have 447,000 Bitcoins. They used to have 200,000 last time I checked or cared. Grayscale, regardless of all of their selling, they still have 219,000 Bitcoins. That's pretty significant. That's more than the United States. The United States has 200,000 Bitcoin. Fidelity is right under that. They have 190,000 Bitcoin, which is the same amount that China has. Pretty significant. And then the rest are under 50,000 Bitcoins, which, you know, they still add to the pile, which is great. Assets under management for BlackRock is $33 billion, almost $34 billion. That is insane. Oh, it does show like the over time what it was. Yeah, I remember seeing these numbers back in like April, I guess was the last time I would have checked. BlackRock had less than Grayscale, had less Bitcoins than Grayscale. Grayscale sold half of what they had. They had 482,000, and now they have 219,000. Literally, you're flipping the positions between Grayscale and BlackRock. BlackRock just buys up whatever Grayscale sells, and they've continuously been buying all the time. They hardly ever sell, only occasionally, but it's mainly inflows. And if I check I haven't checked the ETF inflows for Bitcoin. What happened yesterday? Yesterday they inflow $200 million, BlackRock. And the day before that, just the day before that, November 7th, they inflowed $1 billion of Bitcoin. That's crazy. So these guys are too rich. Last bits of news is LaGuardia's Airport Terminal B has been evacuated and closed due to ongoing security threat in Queens, New York. I was literally there 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that's pretty interesting. Currently, law enforcement and other authorities are on the scene at LaGuardia's Airport Terminal B in Queens, New York, where dozens of passengers and staff have been evacuated following a reported security threat involving a suspicious device. TSA officials have temporarily halted passenger screening, and additional emergency response teams are arriving to assess and secure the area. It's still a developing story, TLDR. But this also showed up at LaGuardia Airport. A whole raccoon hanging on for its dear life on a cable in the ceiling. Was that the security threat? I doubt it. Maybe it was these two things happening at the same time, or maybe that was a security threat and people were just overcomplicating things. It's literally at the same airport, though. How? What is going on in New York? It really is a different place, huh? And in South Carolina, I think I shared this before. Like 43 monkeys in total escaped from a lab. One of them was recovered safely. There's still other 42 monkeys on the loose. If you see a monkey, report it to the cops if you live in South Carolina. And that's all. Congratulations. You made it to the end of my stream. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to end it here. Don't got much else to talk about after yapping for a whole hour. Bitcoin did it again, okay? All-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high. 5 consecutive days in a row, reaching all-time highs ever since Donald Trump took office. Got elected, right? That's funny. Bradley says a monkey's streaming right now. I'm not streaming right now.